Assalamualaikum my dear students, how are you? Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. This is Shahjadi Akter, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Ideal English Version School, Dejut. Today I am going to take a science class for class 7 students. My dear students, our today's topic is chapter 11, discussion part 1, today's lecture number 15 and SW number 10. Now my dear students, let's start our class. This is chapter 11, change in surrounding and various incidents. My dear students, first of all, in our surrounding, different types of changes have been occurring in every moment, and some of them are essential for our survival and some of them can be the reason of various harms for our life. And these physical and chemical changes of different matters have been occurring through these various incidents of nature. My dear students, now go to next topic, melting and boiling. And we have already learned this topic in class 6, melting and boiling. First of all, we will discuss about an experiment. See, wait for some times after keeping some ice cubes in a small pot. That means first of all we have to take some ice in a pot, and the ice is turning into water by melting gradually. And well, now tell, and water and ice the same matter or different matter. So my dear students, we know that water and ice are same matter, but they are not different. Okay, the states are different only, and we can see that ice is a solid state and water is in liquid state. Okay, so the changes of state where ice turns to water is called physical change. So what happens if water is heated? The temperature, we know the temperature of water increases and the water starts to boil at a certain temperature. And is a boiling point of water physical change? So my dear students, we know that yes, the changing of boiling water is a physical change, and obviously it is because it turns into water from liquid to gaseous state, and even it does not turn into a new substances, and its property remains unchanged. So my dear students, this type of change is called physical change. Again, we will discuss another experiment. See, take a big paper and cut it in small sizes. Okay, so this will be also a physical change because of that paper only turns into small pieces, but it remains the same substances and its property has not changed as well. So physical change means the change of matter which leads the transformation in the state or shape but does not create a new substance and keeps the properties of matter unchanged are called physical changes. So my dear students, this is an important knowledge based question. What is physical change? The change of matter which leads the transformation in the state or shape but does not create a new substance and keep the properties of matter unchanged are called physical change. So underline this line. Now go to next topic, decaying of metal. All of you are well known about rod made from iron. We know that rod made from iron. Rust occurs in iron rod if it is kept outside for some days and gradually the rod becomes wear off. So do you know what is rust and how it is formed? Okay, now my dear students, now we will discuss about rust. Rust is ferric oxide has formed from the reaction of iron, oxygen and water. My dear students, underline this line. Ferric oxide has formed from the reaction of iron, oxygen and water, and this water mixed ferric oxide is called rust. And thus it can be observed that iron transformed into a different substances called ferric oxide, so which has completely different properties than iron. So rust is also a chemical changes. Okay, now come to next definition. What is chemical change? My dear students, underline this line. This is important knowledge based question. Such changes where one or more than one substance transform completely into a new substance having different properties is called chemical change. So my dear students, from this above discussion we have learned that what is physical change and what is chemical change. I am repeating, chemical change means chemical are such changes where one or more than one substance transform completely into a new substance having different properties is called chemical change. So the rust comes off it is rubbed, and that means rust creates destruction in iron. Similarly, other metals like aluminum and copper decay if they are kept in air, but some metals like gold, platinum do not decay in the open air, and that is why they are used in making ornaments and coins. My dear students, now come to next topic, stainless steel. Stainless steel is prepared by mixing carbon, nickel and chromium with iron. My dear students, underline this line. Stainless steel is prepared by mixing, I am repeating, stainless steel is prepared by mixing carbon, nickel and chromium with iron. Mainly it is a mixture. Stainless steel is several times stronger and harder than iron. And most interestingly, rust does not occur in it. Now let's confirm it's from an experiment. My dear students, this is an experiment. First of all, we have to take 2/3 of water in a pot and dip a spoon made of stainless steel. This spoon is made of stainless steel and a nail into for some days. And is there any rust in the spoon? No, there is no rust, because the property of iron in stainless is different from original iron, so it cannot create rust by reacting with oxygen and water. But nail creates rust on it because it is made of iron. So prepare a list of metallic stuffs used at home and observe which of them decaying gradually and which are not. Think the reason behind that. If the metallic substances gradually decay, they will be unable to use. But if are conscious of using those with proper care, then it will be possible to prevent the changing of surrounding and various incidents. So my dear students, now go to next topic. Now go to next topic. What is galvanizing, painting and electroplating. Okay, galvanizing, first of all we will discuss about galvanizing, and this one is important question answer also. In our daily life we use zinc in various activities. Galvanizing is one of the best of them, and to give a layer of zinc in an ironic stuff is called galvanizing. My dear students, underline this line. What is galvanizing? To give a layer of zinc in an ironic stuff is called galvanizing. The layer of zinc protects iron from oxygen and water of the air, and thus rust cannot be seen. The iron does not decay as well, and the metals can be protected by giving layer on tin instead of zinc. So my dear students, I hope all of you have understood what is galvanizing. Okay, now come to next topic, painting. The erosion of metals can be controlled through painting, and to avoid such erosions, refrigerator cells, cars, stuffs made of steel can be painted with color, and these painting can be damaged with the passage of time, and in that case it is better to paint that as soon as possible. Okay, now come to electroplating. My dear students, this one is also important topic for question answer. Electroplating is a process of making layer of metal in the surface of other metal through electrolysis. I am repeating, electroplating is a process of making layer of metal in the surface of other metal through electrolysis. And in this process, nickel, chromium, tin, silver and gold is generally used to make the layer. My dear students, this one is important MCQ also. In this process, electroplating, by electroplating, nickel, chromium, tin, silver and gold is generally used to make the layer, and it is not only prevents the erosion of metal but also increases the attraction and shine. So electroplating of tins carries out in case of iron made food pots, cycle, etc. My dear students, I hope all of you have understood galvanizing, painting and electroplating. Now come to next topic, combustion. My dear students, first of all we will see an experiment. We will do experiment. See, light a candle with a matchstick and observe carefully what is happening. Some portion of candle is burning and some portion of candle is going downward by melting and coagulating. And what type of changes is occurring when a portion of being burned, and what type of change is occurring when another portion is being coagulated and downward. Now, my dear students, we can see that from this experiment, one portion of the candle is burning through the wick, and candle turns to carbon dioxide and water by reacting with oxygen and producing light and heat energy. I am repeating, candle turns to carbon dioxide and water by reacting with oxygen and producing light and heat energy. And since the produced carbon dioxide is colorless and the water becomes vaporized, so we cannot see that, and thus such transform in candle is chemical change, because in this situation the wax of candle turns completely to different substances named carbon dioxide and water. So the chemical change of wax that creates heat energy by reacting with oxygen in the air is called combustion. My dear students, underline this line. What is combustion? This is important knowledge based question also. Okay, I am repeating, the chemical change of wax that creates heat energy by reacting with oxygen in the air is called combustion. And on the other hand, the portion that is melting and heat at downward, it is not chemical change, which is physical change. So because here the wax returns to its previous state just after melting, and that does not make any changes in its property. So now come to next example. The cooking process in our house by burning natural gas or straw is a sort of combustion. Here the gas and straw produces a huge amount of heat energy by conducting reaction with oxygen in air that helps us in cooking. And similarly, burning coal and wood is also a combustion. So my dear students, these examples are important for MCQ. Now come to next topic. The various foods we eat become stored in stomach, and this one is also the examples of combustion. After being digested, nutrients are absorbed in the body, and a huge amount of heat is produced by breaking these foods in a body cell, and we do various works by using this heat energy. And if the heat energy was not produced, we won't get any energy to do any work. Thus, it has become clear that the process which helps us to give us energy from food, it is also a one kind of combustion. So, my dear students, I think all of you have understood the examples of combustion. And now, come to next topic: photosynthesis, water cycle, carbon cycle, and oxygen cycle. My dear students, today we will discuss only photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, we have already learned this topic in class 6 also. So I am repeating again, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a physical chemical changes that in photosynthesis the plants produce glucose and oxygen by reaction of carbon dioxide and water with the help of light. I am repeating, in photosynthesis process, plants produce glucose and oxygen by the reaction of carbon dioxide and water with the presence of light and chlorophyll. So the produced glucose works in the growth of plants. I am repeating, the produced glucose works in the growth of plants, and oxygen helps them in breathing. Now, changing in surrounding. Thus, it has been observed that the produced substances in photosynthesis, glucose and oxygen, are completely different than reactant carbon dioxide and water. My dear students, see this chemical reaction again. Carbon dioxide, the reactants are carbon dioxide and water, and by reacting this after reaction, it will be produced that glucose and oxygen. So these are completely different substances. Okay, so that's why the photosynthesis process, these are the chemical changes. Okay, so through photosynthesis, glucose and oxygen are completely different than reactant carbon dioxide and water. That's why it is a chemical change rather than the physical change. So we did not get enough oxygen for our inhalation, so we can say that photosynthesis is such a chemical change that is essential for our survival. My dear students, I hope all of you have understood today's topic. today's SW number 10, and I have to make 5 MCQ above this discussion and submit it on Saturday. My dear students, I hope all of you have understood our today's topic. Do the SW properly. See you again in the next class. Allah Hafiz.